Bhuliya tomare samsare ashiya Penana bidha beta 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 Tomara charane ashiyachi ami Tomara Tomara charane ashiyachi ami Bolibo dukhera kotha Bolibo dukhera kotha জননী জঠরে ছিলাম যখন বিষম বন্ধন পাশে জননী জঠরে ছিলাম যখন বিষম বন্ধন ফাঁসে একবার প্রভু দেখি দিয়া মরে দেখা দিয়াম একবার প্রভু একবার প্রভু দেখা দিয়া মরে কনশিলে এই দিন দাসে বঞ্চিলে এই দিন দাসে তখন ভাবিনু জনম পাইয়া করিব ভজন তবা তখন ভাবিনু জনম পাইয়া করিব ভজন তবা জনম হইল পরিমায়া জালে জনম হইল পরিমায়া জালে না হইল জ্ঞান লব না হইল জ্ঞান লব আদরের ছেলে স্বজনের কোলে হাসিয়া খাটানো কাল আদরের ছেলে স্বজনের কোলে হাসিয়া কাটানো কাল জনক জননী স্নেহেতে ভুলিয়া জনক জননী স্নেহেতে ভুলিয়া সংসার লাগিল ভালো সংসার লাগিল ভালো ক্রমে দিন দিন বালক হইয়া খেলিন বালক সহ ক্রমে দিন দিন বালক হইয়া খেলিন বালক সহ আর কিছু দিনে জ্ঞান উপজিল আর কিছু দিনে জ্ঞান উপজিল পাঠ পড়ি অহরহ পাঠ পড়ি অহরহ বিদ্যার গৌরবে ভ্রমি দেশে দেশে ধন উপার্জন করি বিদ্যার গৌরবে ভ্রমে দেশে দেশে ধন উপার্জন করি স্বজন পালন করিয়া এক মনে স্বজন পালন করি এক মনে ভুলিনু তোমারে হরি ভুলিনু তোমারে হরি বার্ধক্যে এখন ভক্তি বিনোদ কান্দিয়া কাতর অতি বার্ধক্যে এখন ভক্তি বিনোদ কান্দিয়া কাতর অতি না ভজিয়া থরে দিন বৃথা গেল না ভজিয়া থরে দিন বৃথা গেল এখন কি হবে গতি এখন কি হবে গতি ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া পেয়ে নানা বিদ্যা ব্যথা ভুলিয়া তোমারে সংসারে আসিয়া পেয়ে নানা বিদ্যা ব্যথা না ভজিয়া থরে দিন বৃথা গেল না ভজিয়া থরে দিন বৃথা গেল এখন কি হবে গতি হরি রে এখন কি হবে গতি গতি Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarne Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Ataf Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare So this is apart from the introductory song, which gives an outline of the process of Sharanagati, in this series of songs called Sharanagati. This is the first. As I stated previously, and as is stated here, Tatrado Doinatmika Nivedan. Doinatmukha Nivedana, yeah. This is beginning with a humbly offered submission. Humbly means, there are different words. Daina particularly means considering oneself, an attitude of considering oneself very low. This is the beginning of offering oneself or giving oneself to Krishna. It begins with this lamentation or realization of my own fallen position. So in the very first words, Bhaktivinoda Thakur summarizes the whole problem, Bhuliya tomare. He doesn't specifically state till later in the song who he's referring to, but generally in any kirtan it's understood if you're saying toma unto you, that means unto Krishna. Is that door open or closed? Better close it if it's a... So the whole problem, he summarizes it here. And of course, it's not only him. This is the problem of everyone in the material world. But at the same time, it is him. It's a very, very personal. You will find in all the songs, he closes them, almost all of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs, he closes by giving his own name, personally. It's his own personal submission. So, Bhuliya tomare, this is the whole problem. There's so many philosophers with so many different ideas. What are we doing? What are we doing in this situation? We don't know. We don't have a clue. Why are we here? What are we? Who are we? Why is this world all around? What's the meaning? None of them have a clue, except the Vaishnavas. This is the whole problem. In 2 words, forgetting Krishna. And then Samsari Ashya, we come to this material world. We don't belong here. This is our whole problem. We come here and then we attain or we get various kinds of beta, which means pain. The whole situation is painful. There's so many philosophers and they philosophize in this way and the other. What's the real problem? The real problem is pain. Buddha, he identified, the real problem is pain. Of course, he didn't give the right answer. What's the problem? What's the solution? So the song finishes, Na bhajiya tore, din britha gelo, ekon ki hobe gati. Not worshipping you, my days have uselessly gone by. Now what will be my destination? So that's the whole situation. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing this in his old age. He says, Bardake ekon, now in old age. This series of songs was published in 1893 when Bhaktivinoda Thakur was 55, which isn't very old, we might think, but in this series of songs he repeatedly states that he's old, so maybe he was feeling the effects of old age. So he gives a summary. Peye nana abidda beta. I have attained so much suffering, and he gives an outline of what that suffering is. No, that comes a little bit later. He says, I've attained so many difficulties. Tomara charani, ashi achiyami, bolebo dukhera kata. So I'm coming to your lotus feet. I will now tell you the story of my troubles. And then he gives a summary of his life, which is, it's really an outline of pretty much everyone's life, how they're born and they grow up. In his particular case, he traveled here and there, but it's more or less the outline of anyone's life. Janani Jotare. This is a common juxtaposition of words. Janani Jotare. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani Jotare Shayanam. Again and again we are born, again and again we die, again and again we enter the womb of a mother. We lie down. So he says, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's telling the story of his grief, beginning with being in his mother's womb. When I was in my mother's womb, in Bisham, it means very terrible. Horribly bound up, tied up. That description is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the suffering position of the child in the womb. Then he remembers, one time Prabhu, here he's addressing Krishna, Prabhu, Lord, one time Prabhu, you showed yourself to me, and then you cheated this lowly servant of yours. Cheated means he showed himself and again he went away. Then he wasn't seen again. But at that time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur recalls, in the womb, at that time, I made the resolution. I decided that after I'm born, I will worship you. He's speaking directly to Krishna here. It's not just a philosophical statement, but he said, I decided that I would worship you, Karibo Bhajana Tava. Then when I was born, I fell into the net of Maya, into the net of illusion. And then there was not a trace of any knowledge left. Nothing left, all gone. Na hoilo jnana lava. Then adorera chele shojane kolete, or kole, it's written here. Hashia kartonukal. So being the very beloved boy, a beloved child, I was on the lap of my relatives that passed me around on their lap, and I would smile, and in this way pass my time. Doesn't sound like a very sad story, does it? As I was a little boy, the relatives were playing with me and patting with me, and I was smiling. Janaka janani snehete Bhuliya. From the affection of my parents, and that may include all the elders in general, I forgot everything due to the affection of my parents. And then I thought, oh, material life is very nice. Sangsara. Of course, we translate sangsara as material life that has negative illusions. But to a materialist, sangsara, the word sangsara, it just means family life. He doesn't think it's very bad. Sometimes you go to someone's house and say, oh, Eta amar sangsara. This is my home, my family, everything, the house, the cows, everything. He doesn't feel, it's something bad that I'm bound up in. It's my life. That's this is how I live in the world. So to him, for us, it's when we say it, we're supposed to be transcendentalists, and the samsara davanal, the burning fire of material existence. But the materialist, you think, it's my life. This is my life. So he thought, samsara, very nice. It's very nice. Everyone is very nice. Relatives patting me on the head, smiling, pinching me. Very nice. Krame dina dina. And inevitably, gradually, he became a young boy. And what did he do? He played with other young boys. He's saying himself, I played with other young boys. Then after a few more days, the knowledge or the desire for knowledge awakened within me, and then I started very seriously studying, day and night. Then, gradually, it's passing through a lot of stuff here, he'll give more description in other songs. But he said then, having become very learned, with the pride, yes, I'm a big learned person, he wandered from place to place. Actually, in his life, if we see, he was a government officer, and he was given different postings, go here, go there, do this. It's 2 years here, 3 years there. There's great mercy on different people that they got his association in different places, and in some places they recognized that. He was, as a government officer, he was going here and there, but he was also propagating Vaishnavism, and in some places the local people, they recognized that. In Narail, for instance, in Joshua district, the local people received him as a great Vaishnava leader. Anyway, Biddhara Gaurabe Brahmideshe Deshe Dana Uparjana Kari, for the sake of earning money, collecting money. Family man. Shajana Palana Kari Ekamane. I was completely focused on maintaining my family. So it's a pretty normal life. What's the problem? Well, here comes the problem. Here comes the whole problem, which is, why is he feeling such distress? Well, what's wrong? You have a good government position, you're respected, earning money. Of course, he had many health problems, and he had, in government service, he had rivals, there was politics and all this. But it's a normal life. He's doing pretty well. What's the problem? Why the big thing that he has to write a whole poem about it? What's the dukkha? He's come here to declare his unhappiness. Here it is. Bhulinu tomare hari. In the midst of all of this, I was so focused on maintaining my family, respectable position, I forgot you, Hari. This is the disaster. That is the essence of all of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's lamentation. Why is he lamenting? Forgetting Krishna. So it's again the same point. Bhuliya tomare samsari asya, bhulino tomare hari. This is the dreadful point. Who will understand this? Only the Vaishnavas can understand this. Other people, they don't even understand. They don't understand they're in a terrible position, or even if they have some inkling that they're in some terrible position, they can't understand it's because they're forgetting Krishna. What a disaster. Bardhake kon Bhaktivinoda, yes, his own personal presence. Now in old age, I'm crying in great distress. I didn't worship you. My whole days, my whole life has gone past uselessly. Ekon ki hobe goti. Now what is my destination? Lamentation. How I've wasted my life. That's the introduction. He goes on. Okay, so we sung that song twice. So now, how are we doing for time? Okay, we can sing this Biddhara Bilashe.